Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Lump Dog, your favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner, and I'm back with another PPH video commissioner message, week number 5 of the 2024 season. So once again, I have to send a heartfelt and sincere apology to all the viral viewers and the PPH members. Cone and I were not able to hook up this week, so again, there'll be no Cone's Corner. That's 2 weeks in a row with no Cone's Corner. Hoping that maybe we can do it next week, but unfortunately, our schedules this week weren't able to cross paths. So, it is what it is, and again, I do apologize and send out heartfelt and sincere apologies to everybody who looks forward to Cone's Corner. So, with that being said, let's go through our standings currently. In the Suckers division, we have Spiced Up. He took an L and he's at 4-1 now. Myself, Brewdog, Smoking Dem, and West Point Gators all at 3-2. Anonymous Beavers at 2-3, and Haters and Boogaloo Boys at 1-4. In the Simps division conference, again, I don't want to split hairs here. I'm not sure what you want to call it. We have two divisions or two conferences. I don't know. Pick your word and roll with it. In the Simps division conference, 289ers at 4-1. Mr. Liberty or Death at 3-2. No Way Jose at 3-2. Miss My Luck at 3-2. Patty's Playboys, Molly Whoppers, and the Basket Deplorables at 2-3, and the Irresistible Force at 1-4. All right, couple housekeeping items that you should be aware of. Again, trading deadline is week 11, so make sure you have that on your calendar or in your head. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Our let's go into last week's games. See what happened last week in the PPH. All right, in the first game, we had the Basket Deplorables take out the Irresistible Force for his second win in a row, 153.3 to 137.1. Trevor Lawrence leading the way with 46.5. Finally had his quote unquote breakout game, so good shit there. Chase Brown with 14.9, 13.8 for Brian Robinson Jr. Only 18 yards rushing and two touchdowns, though, so he was able to make up for that. Whittingham with 12.4, 16.6 from Rashid Shaheed, 16.8 from Chase McLaughlin, and 21 from the Broncos defense was enough to get her done. And Basket of Deplorables gets the dub and gets its second win of the season. Irresistible Force, tough loss, sends him to 1-4. Fields with only 27.8, 11.7 from Akers. Waddle with 18.4, 11.7 from Jalen Reed, 23.8 from Kraft, 20.7 from Evans, and 12 from the Browns defense. Good score at 137.1, but wasn't enough to get her done and takes the L and falls to 1-4. And the next game, we got the Anonymous Beavers losing to the Brew Dogs 160.2 to 100.7. Congratulations to the Brew Dogs on being this week's weekly winner. So congrats there. Joe Burrow shows up big time with 66.3 with 392 yards and five passing touchdowns. Jesus Christ, five passing touchdowns. Ah, good. Get out of your system, Burrow. Don't need it to happen this week. 13 from James Conner, 16.9 from James Cook, 10.2 from Myers, 24.8 from Higgins, and 17 from the Commanders D with 160.2. Hits in the dub, proves to 2-3, and got him the weekly. Anonymous Beavers, Baker Mayfield with 40.2. Man, good in touchdowns, but yardage was not there. Could have had a really big game, but the yardage with only 180 yards passing just wasn't there. Um, Christian Kirk with 10.8 and then 14.2 from Bucker and then 14 from the Niners D. 100 points, wasn't able to get it done. Falls to 2-3. Next game, we got the 289ers taking out No Way Jose, 116.3 to 180, or excuse me, to 85.7. 289ers, Prescott with 38.5, 38.3 from Jamar Chase, and then 16.4 from that young Ho Koo. With enough to get the dub, not a weekly though. Got some big scores though from Chase, and just wasn't, no one else really showed up on the squad, but got it done. No Way Jose, I don't know why you keep rolling with Darnold. I don't, that little text feud that you had with Foss make you go away? Are you like checked out now and not caring about your squad? What's going on with you, Jose? I know you don't like to be bullied. I don't think anyone likes to be bullied, but it's funny that you don't have any problems when I'm being bullied. You ain't got nothing to say then. You're like, all good, y'all pile on there. I'm piling on Lump. Let me bully Lump with Foss. But when you get bullied, it's like, I don't want to be bullied and don't bully me and I won't be where you're at. So man, you need to go all come to my TED talk or something because and understand that I've been doing this for long ass time, man. And if you think just that little text uh, back and forth is getting bullied, you got something else coming to you, Jose. Let me tell you about this thing called hot neck and lump and how those things go off. And I can't believe that you would go there with the bullying and stuff. And now it just seems like you've checked out. I don't know. Let us know. Welfare check. Are you still active? You still playing? I mean, you're sitting Stroud and just rolling with Darnold every week now. So let us know that you're alive. At least these are conscious decisions you're making and not just letting your lineup ride. And you're just like screw it. Not much to talk about on your team though. Only 13 from Darnold, 11.2 from Diggs, 19.7 from Bowers, 10.3 from Xavier Worthy, 10.7 from that Matt Gay guy, and that was it. Only 85.7 points isn't going to get it done, and gave 289ers the win. Glenn, Jose, calling you out, man. You still alive? You doing a welfare check here on the commission message. Let us know you're alive. Let us know you're checking your lineup. And these aren't just these are conscious decisions you're making on leaving Darnold in over Stroud. In the next game, we got Smoking Dem taking out Spiced Up. Man, I handed thought. I mean, he was only 3 points off. I thought Smoking Dem was going to have the week because he started off Thursday time. I traded him Kirk Cousins for Anthony Richardson. Another bad decision by yours truly. Thank you. I think I take the cake on the worst decisions in fantasy football. Hitting neighbors, cost me the weekly. Trading away Cousins the week he goes off for 71.9, throws for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, give me a break. Really, that's the week I decided to trade him? That was the week. I mean, all these weeks, I've been holding him for 4 weeks. And the week I decided to trade him is the week he goes off. Wonderful. Good job, Stafford. Good job, Lump. Way to go. Way to make that decision at that time. Anyway, 71.9. What's my loss is Britt's gain. So 71.9 from Cousins, 28 from Darnell Mooney. So he started off, he had like 99.9 points coming out of Thursday. So the rest of his team only scored like 58 points, 58.4 points. It's kind of crazy. Jefferson with 12.2, and then 10 from Siebert, and then 14 from the Jets D. Was enough. Got the win. Couldn't get the weekly though. Just needed to get over the top there. I guess Pierce. So you should have started there. That would have put you into that weekly there with 22, but you didn't start him. So you went with Jerry Judy instead. And thought Deshaun Watson was a good quarterback and could get him the ball. But anyway, it is what it is. You got the win. That's all that matters. Improves to 3-2. Spiced Up takes his first L of the season. Not only that, but takes a big injury there to Nico Collins going on the IR this morning. Short-term IR, only 4 weeks, but still number one receiver. I mean, things could be worse there, Duke. You could lose, like I did with Rasheed Rice. Number one receiver, scoring receiver at the time, gets busted up out for the season. So at least he's not out for the season. Nico, he's going to be back and forth games, but that's going to be a hit to your squad for the next 4 weeks. At least you stacked up some wins before that. 29 from Stafford. He's injured now. I didn't see that. He's back. Questionable. Tyreen Williams with 15. Nico with 15.8. At least he got that touchdown before he went out for you. 16.4 from Kittle. And that's it. I mean, decent scores. 116.9 and losing your number one receiver for all of the game after like the first quarter. Still pretty good. Can't really complain about that too much. Takes the L, falls to 4-1. And the next game, we got the Boogaloo Boys losing to West Point Gators 134.6 to 105.3. West Point Gators, Josh Allen with 24.5. DeAndre Swift with 19, 28.4 from London, 26 from DJ Moore. So wide receiver production right there from his 1 and 2 receiver. Um, and then 17.6 from Fairbairn was got him the 134.6. Gets him the dub, proves it 3-2. Boogaloo Boys went with Bo Nix, 39.5. Not a bad score there for Bo Nix on a bye week with Jalen Hurts. So can't complain. He wasn't the reason for your loss. Josh Jacobs was 15.9. Again, solid score. There you go. Davis letting you down big time. Jackson Smith and Nigba 11.1. Godwin kind of letting you down there too, and 16 from the Steelers D. So falls to 1-4. Oof, in the basement. Got to do something. I'm expecting Paulie there to make some sort of trade with somebody soon. He usually does. He doesn't sit by. All right, and the next game we got father versus son matchup. Patty's Playboys versus Mr. Liberty or Death. Patty's Playboys gets the win, 152.3 to 141.7. I know that feels good when you just can outscore. I mean, Mr. Liberty or Death had a decent score there at 141.7. Normally that's going to get you the win, but when you can go to 150 and take them out, I know that's just that win. Those wins feel just a little bit better. You know what I mean? Brock Purdy with 27.7. Ramondre Stevenson with 17.2. Looks like he was going to lose his job, but looks like he's back to being the number one back there in New England. But how long until he fumbles again and they're just, and they don't want to deal with him anymore? We'll see. Derrick Henry was 16.1. Zay Flowers was 16.5. Brandon Ayuk with 19.7. 11.4 from Lazard. 16.8 from Richards, kicker for the Minnesota, and then 21 from the Vikings defense. Gets it done. Gets his second win of the season, 152.3. And good shit, Patty. And all of a sudden, Patty got running back depth here. Look at 19.2 from Hunt, 14.6 from Tracy Jr., and then he still's got Stevenson and Henry. So hit up Patty if you're looking for a running back. Shoot him an offer. Closest game this week, man. 102, excuse me, 109.2 to 109. So crazy. What a crazy game. Patrick Mahomes, 32.3, 13.6 from Javante Williams, uh, 22.7 from Brian Thomas Jr. Robinson, said, but I meant Thomas Jr. 11.5 from Kelsey, and that was it. I mean, what really kind of led to the game, the win here of the game for Just My Luck was this Pat Fryer move. In the last of the game, the Steelers are trying to do the old lateral game, and the last one to have the ball was Pat Fryermuth, who laterals it and but loses the ball. So it's considered a fumble. So that's -3, and you win by point two. Brutal, brutal loss, man. Brutal for the Mollywops. Gotta say, like I said last week and the week before, the guy might be losing a little luster on the luckiest man in fantasy football moniker. Just a little bit of that luster. It isn't as shiny. It isn't as crisp. It just, he's actually having some bad luck, which is quite surprising to see because the guy always, for the longest time, I would say 15 at least 15 years. Uh, got just anything he needed and everything he needed for a win. He needed a quarterback to shit the bed. That happened. He needed a touchdown in the last minute of the game. That happened. So I will agree that a little bit of that luster of the luckiest man in fantasy football is starting to dull. Because, man, again, unlucky. 32.4 from Love, and then 15.3 from Sermon, and 15 from the Seahawks D. Wasn't enough to get it done. Just ouch. Just again, brutal loss. I feel for you, Z Money and the Mollywops. From one franchise that have dealt with these kind of losses to another franchise that is just the first time kind of dealing with these losses. I send out my empathy and just I feel for you on those. Those are brutal, brutal losses, and can't imagine. I've been there quite a few times. Just can't wait for the next week to start to set your lineup and just flush that last week down the toilet. So, best advice is just keep it moving and keep shooting out those offers. All right, and the last game, we got me against the haters. Mr. Sweetbot taking the win 141.4 to 130.2. The haters went ahead and tempted the fantasy gods, though. A little something about this game. The night before the game on Saturday night, he wanted to text up on the league thread that he was by this time tomorrow night. I expect to be having my second win of the season, and all these injuries because of these injuries and something like that. But he was expecting to beat me, which I give him. I was expecting to lose too. I had uh, 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 Taylor out. I've lost Rice and Neighbors. So three major pieces to my squad all out due to injury. So I've had to throw in Tank Bigsby. And it happened to be Tank Bigsby's breakout game, coming out game, big game, whatever you might say, with 27.4. Kyler Murray tearing up my Niners for 36.8, only 195 yards passing, but the 83 yards rushing definitely helped there. 14.7 for Chuba. I'm really hoping they keep Brooks on the IR. I mean, ever since Bolton has come in for what's his name? What was his name? Bryce Young. He's just been tearing it up. He's been acting like a number one, high number two running back for sure. Colbert, another guy. Uh, Neighbors, I get word Neighbors get the update. Neighbors is out. I went out to the free agent market, not a lot out there. And I went and got Tolbert because I saw that Brandon Cooks was on the IR. So I was like, let's take the number two. Let's see what happens. 18.2. Dude, I two free agent, well, not free. Bigsby I drafted, but two guys like that just going off would help definitely. Kyle Pitts with 12.3, 11.4 from Josh Downs, nephew Blake Groupie with a -1. I'm so lucky this game wasn't close. Else I would have really been a wreck on Monday night and really pissed off with a -1 from my kicker. Bears defense was 17. Raiders 35 from Jaden Daniels, 11.1 from Walker, 23.6 from Garrett Wilson, 14.5 from Johnson, and I was actually getting worried there at the end of that Bears because he went in for his second touchdown, and I was like, "Damn, really? This is gonna the way it's gonna." But then Bigsby went in for his second, so that helped. It was a 65 yarder too, so definitely helped there. Anyway, and then 13.6 from Tucker, and wasn't enough to get it done. And Jimmy, the haters, falls to 1-4. All right, man. That's about all we have for on this week's commish message. I don't want to keep it rambling. Not much really to talk about. Trades are going down. I traded Cousins for Richardson, and other trades are going down. So keep shooting out those offers, and I'll accept them as you guys accept them. So again, heartfelt and sincere apologies for No Cones Corner. Hopefully, we can get him next week if our schedules can coalesce on that Tuesday. So, Lump Dogs out. Peace.